This is not financial advice, not legal advice for entertainment, educational purposes only. Anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff so you get the videos I put them out. See what I'm thinking, see I'm analyzing that data. But like I tell every day, the day they release us is false. I'm going to give us a false narrative to the market so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, there are a lot of theories out there as to why AMC short interest is going up. And I would like to interject a theory of my own. I'm not saying my theory is correct or incorrect. This is just my theory as to why AMC short interest is going up. First of all, I believe Aron washed his hands and is not in control as to who the shares are being sold to. He gave the shares to Citigroup and two other entities to sell for AMC, okay, for them to raise money. If Aron wanted to sell the shares directly to an entity, he would have done that, just like when he sold directly to Antara. But that's not what he did. He gave the shares to Citigroup and the two other entities for them to sell the shares and raise the money. And they get, I think, 2% of whatever they raise. So, in my opinion, in my theory, Aron has no control who they sell to. Whether they're selling to people that are long, whether they're selling to people that are short. He washed his hands of that by giving it to these three entities to sell on behalf of AMC. So if people say that Aron is selling to the shorts or he's selling to the longs, in my theory, Aron has no say-so in that whatsoever. If he did, he would have sold it directly to an entity. He wouldn't have gave it to three separate entities to sell and give them a 2%, I guess, broker's fee for selling the shares. So that is in my not impossible, but highly unlikely that Aron had is in whether it's sold to longs or short on AMC. Now, let's look at the short interest. The short interest is going up because a higher percentage of the float is being shorted. I mean, that's really the bottom line. And let's do a basic math problem. If you had 100 shares and the short interest was 10%, that would mean that 10 shares were shorted. Am I correct? Because 10% of 100 is 10. In order for the short percentage to go up, you need to start shorting a higher percentage of the real shares. But if you added 100 more real shares, for example, let's say you add 100 more real shares. Now you have 200 real shares. If only 10 shares were shorted, that's only 5% short interest. That's only 5% short interest. In order for the short interest to remain at 10%, when you added an additional 100 shares, you would need to short 20 shares. So if they were adding real shares to the equation, the short interest wouldn't start going up till they doubled the amount of the float. That's the only way it could start going up. Because if you added real shares to the equation, real shares to the float, then the short interest would start going down because it would be a smaller percentage of the overall group. Let me rephrase again. 10% of 100 is 10 shares. But 10 shares is only 5% of 200. So in order for you to get back to 10% short interest, you would need to short 20 shares. So in my opinion, and this is just my theory, the reason the short interest is going up is because they are adding more and more counterfeit shares to the equation, And that is pushing the short interest up because a larger percentage of the float is being shorted. If they were adding real shares and attempting to short them, the short interest couldn't start going up until they doubled the float. Until the float was doubled, all the new shorts would probably bring the short interest down because we're talking a bigger pool. We're taking a percentage of a bigger pool. So in order for it to go up, you would need to double what you started with. And I don't believe that's what's happening. Okay? And this is just my theory. What the bad actors are doing, they have doubled and tripled down on the counterfeit shorts. And I guarantee you that the FTDs are out of control. But they'll show up for a day or two, and then they will end up shipped overseas. The bottom line is this, and this is just my opinion, this is my theory, and I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC. The bad actors are desperate, okay? They are desperate for our shares, and they took the news of Aron giving those shares to Citigroup as an opportunity to double down on their criminality. And that is why I believe the short interest is going out of control. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that Aron is actually selling the new shares, or is Citigroup and the other two entities selling them to people that are long and people that are short? And Aron has he's not in it right now. Or he's not in this group of sales anyway. Anyway, have a great day. God bless. And I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.